Welcome back to my order block trading series. In this video, I'm taking things to the next level by showing you how to execute profitable trades on the 1 minute time frame using order block analysis. If you have been following my order block series until now, and if you are not, go ahead and click on this little icon that appears on the top right of your screen right now. You know that order block trading is a powerful technique that can help you identify high probability trades in the market. But now I'm gonna show you how to do it on the 1 minute chart, where every second counts and split second decisions can mean the difference between profit and loss. So get ready, because this video is packed with valuable insights and practical tips that will help you master the art of order block trading on the 1 minute time frame. Whether you are a pro or just a beginner, you don't want to be missing out a single second of this exciting video. Let's move on with this third part now. If you recall from our previous example, again, if you haven't watched the second part, go ahead and watch it and then come back and watch this part right here. You have to watch all the parts from the beginning to the end. I'm dedicating a lot of my time in order to give you all of this information absolutely for free. So do not waste this opportunity and make sure that you start watching from part 1, then proceed to part 2, and then come to this third part. Of course, more parts are going to follow. If you recall, just a quick recap only, what we had seen right here, we had seen, let's go back here, we had seen a break of structure on the 1 hour time frame, which was this structure right here. I showed you all the ways on why this one constitutes a correct order block by scaling down on the 15 minute time frame and by telling ourselves the story throughout this whole area right here. And by telling ourselves this story, we managed to narrow down our area to this area right here, this whole area. Then price made it back to the area, we scaled down to the 5 minute time frame, and then we saw more grabs of liquidity, such as this liquidity below this area. Then we waited for a change of character on the 5 minute time frame, which of course the first change of character happened exactly right here, but we wanted to see a retracement and a tap into a lower time frame order block, in this occasion on the 5 minute order block. Here we see two changes of character, and then I told you you can go ahead and place either a pending order here on this fair value gap, or you can go ahead and place a pending order below right here, or from these wicks that you see right here. And by doing that, you would have two potential trades, one with a 10.5 pips stop loss, and the other one, if you would be expecting a retracement here, with a way smaller stop loss of only 5.2 pips. And the trade would look exactly like that. The first one you would go for a 3.9 to 1, the second one would be a 9 to 1 reward to risk. But as you see, price never came back to activate us into these trades. This was a quick recap of what happened in the previous part, and today I'm going to show you two ways that you could have entered this trade without needing to wait for a retracement, because as I have said, price many times will not come back to retest any of these areas that you might expect, and in my humble opinion, the algorithm has adjusted to the trader's knowledge. It is adjusted in a certain way that will make moves without retracing where you would be expecting it to retrace, as it did in the past. Of course, it still does so, but it is more rare to see those movements, but this is just my humble opinion. Anyways, whichever the case is, in order not to miss the trade, because until here we have made an amazing analysis, and it would be a pity, we understand that we might sacrifice some pips. And of course, today we will focus on entering our trades on the 1 minute time frame, but what you can do as a first tip in this occasion, that we formed this structure right here, you could as well enter instantly after this structure is broken on the 5 minute time frame with the market execution and the stop loss below this area. This would sacrifice 1.5 pips, you have an 11.4 pips stop loss, but still you are going for an amazing 3.5 reward to risk. Nonetheless, I'm gonna delete this one right now and we are gonna proceed to our time frame, which is the 1 minute time frame, and we can see how we can utilize this exact same example but now on the 1 minute time frame. Let's go even back here and we will check price action only on the 1 minute time frame. First of all, when price retraces into areas such as this one, you know that those areas are pretty huge. This area right here, if I count it from here until here, it is a 15 pip area. One thing that you can do, of course, is to learn about the crease effects areas, which are very tiny areas that we identify, and we are expecting a retracement and a tap exactly on these areas, so we narrow down pretty much this whole area to either exactly this tiny area or a little bit above or below it, and this you can learn, of course, either on a one-to-one lesson with me or by purchasing the premium, which is now only $99 compared to what it was beforehand, but I'll show you the free way on how to enter here on YouTube by watching this precious third part, which has to do with entries on the 1 minute time frame. When we see the first reaction right here, we have to realize that here, when you see that, okay, you saw a retracement on the 1 minute time frame now within the 1 hour order block or within the 15 minute order block that we identified from the 1 hour area. And again, if you do not understand what I'm talking about, watch the whole series until now. This is a whole series. I cannot keep repeating myself. This is why it is a series. You have to watch all the parts from the first to the last that I'm going to make. You have to realize that here most traders, when they see that, because trust me, you are not alone, there is a bunch of other traders out there, when they see that right here, they say that this is now our change of character, very impulsive. We also left this week right here, this week right here. Now we're gonna go long. You know that. And since you know that there is liquidity either below this area, actually below this area and below this area right here. So the first one is not enough for us. We know that people are gonna get liquidated right here, and you will see very soon more people entered longs here. This is not even a 0.8 to 1 until here, and those people are out. Now it's the second part of those people who entered down here with a stop loss either below this area or below this area, let's say, and now they're targeting at least this area right here. And off we go, they're also out of their trades. What I want from you then is when you approach into these huge areas, let's say, from the 1 hour time frame, I want you to go ahead and think about the story and do not enter in these occasions right here. These are things that I'm teaching on the Telegram group also, on the Signal service, which is very cheap for everyone to be able to join, and within the live sessions that I'm doing, which are of 1.5 hours to 2.5 hours every single day, I'm analyzing exactly the story, and I have such a high success rate, which if you don't see, you will not believe. And this is how I'm easily passing challenges the one after the other, and this is how, most importantly, even more important than the challenges, because trading is not about challenges, it's about growing your personal account. More importantly, I'm doing great on my personal account. So if you want me to teach you all of that stuff, I can teach you either on a one-to-one, or you can even join the Telegram group and ask me anything during the live sessions, where you will see how I'm telling the story, and 99% of the times the story is playing exactly how I'm calling it. So let's proceed now. I taught you this simple story right here because you know that people went long in these areas. We know that there is liquidity below these areas. Again, I will tell you something very important. You might say, Chris, last day or last week or whatever, I entered by seeing that, and this played out for a 10 to 1. The fact that sometimes this is gonna play out does not mean that you would be winning if you would be doing that. Do not get excited if you won 1 or 2 trades. This is called luck. This is called what price is doing in order to mess up even with the emotions of traders like me who are consistent and make us think, for example, I will start entering here because of fear of missing out. Guess what? The algorithm cannot influence people like me anymore, or people who are being taught by me, because I'm showing them and I'm showing you exactly how I'm telling myself the story. If the story does not play, and the story is I'm going with the algorithm, I know what the algorithm is gonna do, I'm not entering a trade. I might have predicted everything until here. If I don't see the rest of it playing, I'm not entering a trade. I do not care. I just want to grow my account. I am not interested in going in and out of trades, because my point and my purpose is to win and not to stimulate my adrenaline. I am a trader, I'm not a gambler. So here we are, we will proceed now after we have told ourselves the story. We will proceed now and we will see how we have a change of character, and if we have it deeper, in this deeper retracement within this 15-minute order block that we identified from the 1 hour area. So now that we have told ourselves the story, we will proceed and we will see on the 1 minute time frame now if we see a further change of character. Let's move on. Here we see more liquidity is being grabbed below this area right here, and I will keep proceeding. Still we don't have anything, but here is a very nice change of character. We know now that we have grabbed a ton of liquidity below all of these areas. We know that we have retraced at least to the 50% level of this order block that we identified. Not only that, we have retraced way lower at the 75% level, let's say. What you can do now, you do not need to wait anymore. You can go ahead, place your order here, stop loss below this area, so a 7.4 pip stop loss, and go and target the highs of this previous time frame. Another way that you can do it is wait for a small retracement and enter here, exactly right here as it is right now. Just note down that this retracement might never happen once again. But many times, as I'm saying, when you see a very strong candlestick, in this occasion this bullish candlestick, price is gonna come back and retest it at least to the 50% level. So once this bearish candlestick, this red candlestick is closing, here you can go ahead and enter instantly. You would be activated around here. And now you can go ahead and target once again from the 15-minute time frame this area over here for a 6.6 to 1 reward to risk. And as you can see, price is never retracing back to activate us into the trade. So if we would have waited more than that, we would not be activated into the trade at all. We have to note down that price came back one more time and retested even lower here, but of course it was very far away from our stop loss. It was 2 full pips and even more, 2.2 pips away from our stop loss, so there is no problem at all right here. This is exactly how you can enter on the 1 minute time frame within these areas. Let's do now a recap of part 2 and part 3 together. And after this part, for part 4, we are gonna go through other examples and I'm gonna show you how to enter again on the 1 minute time frame, which I know that most of you love, but for the moment the story goes like that. I will delete everything. We are on the 1 hour time frame. These are the first examples that I talked about, but I'm gonna leave them right here. I'm not gonna mess with them so that we have the examples that we talked about. I want to have them right here. These belong to part 1, which again, if you haven't watched, go ahead and watch right now. I will go ahead on the 1 hour time frame and only on the 1 hour time frame, and I will be identifying, let's say, this recent price action as it plays out. I will go ahead and say I have a structure here and I have a structure here. If one of those gets broken, in this occasion I would prefer the bullish side of things because we are having a bullish trend on the 1 hour time frame. without the need of going back and forth on the daily or the 4 hour or the 1 hour. Just stick to the 1 hour time frame and check those areas that liquidity might be below. So here, let's see what happened right here. We did have an impulsive break of structure towards the upside. Once we see this break of structure as we saw it, I will delete this line now because we saw the break of structure towards the upside. On the 1 hour time frame now, I will go ahead and say I have this whole area that price might be reacting from, and this is again on the 1 hour time frame. We will see now, we will scale down to the 15-minute time frame and we will tell ourselves the story. If there is a story to be told, then we will be identifying an order block right here. First of all, we will say, is that an order block as we see it? It is an order block because a block of orders is being built and there is grabs of liquidity below areas. So instantly we know that this is an order block. But is this a valid order block that we can trade from? The answer is, let's see. Let's go ahead now and tell ourselves the story. I will repeat myself. For those who haven't watched part 1, we want this part, this last untested part, to be the lowest part of the retracement. This means that we would like this part to be lower than this part, because the retracement starts from this week. From this week, we would like to see something like that, an untested part, which would be this one, and then we would go. Very important stuff. And then you will tell me, in this occasion, we don't have something like that. My answer is, yes, we don't. We identify it as a lower probability order block, but at the same time, it fulfills all of the other rules. I explained myself the whole story, which I'm not gonna go through it again right here, but I will take you through the final parts of the story, which is that a bunch of people were going long in this occasion right here, but we identified that there was liquidity below all of these areas right here, even below this area, and when we broke below this area, as you see it right here, price came back impulsively, it gave a fake signal towards the downside, which was another grab of liquidity. And how do we know that? We know that because we closed impulsively into the range. Not only that, impulsively we did change character. Then we say to ourselves, which is the valid order block within this whole area over here that we identified from the 1 hour time frame? And the answer is not this candlestick here. The answer is this whole down move. Why is this the answer? Because here we gave a fake out towards the upside, and then we retraced, we grabbed liquidity, and then we came and retraced back into this area. So we had the up move, which gave the down move, which again gave the up move. This whole situation is the order block. Okay, from here until here. The one that gave the fake out right here, which people considered a change of character, then it grabbed the liquidity, and then it came impulsively and changed character right here. And of course, all of that, we did identify all of that after we saw that we broke structure on the 1 hour time frame. We went ahead and told ourselves the story. I go ahead and I identify this whole area, and I'm waiting for price to retrace back into this area. It is that simple. If you want to combine it with part 1, I understand that people view all of these down candlesticks, all of these areas, before the breaks of structures. For example, here we don't have a break of structure yet, but I identify every down candlestick before a break of structure as an order block. Okay, so you know even here that we don't have a break of structure above this area. In lower time frames, if I take you down, for example in this occasion, there is people who are going long from these areas, you see the fake reactions, and you know all of that stuff, and you are building the story. This is your point of interest inside this area. I taught you in the second part how to scale down to the 5-minute time frame and wait for a change of character. And of course, this will not be the first change of character. You want to see more grabs of liquidity below these areas right here. Usually this is a fake change of character. If the first one that happens, it is the fake change of character. Then you go ahead on the 5-minute time frame, you identify structures. This would have been your change of character right here. This is more liquidity being grabbed. And I told you that it is better to enter instantly with a market execution right here on the 5-minute time frame, because otherwise, as you saw, many times you will not be activated into the trade. But in our today's video, where we talked about the 1-minute time frame, we told ourselves the story on the 1-minute time frame only. And we know that here people see this one as the first change of character. I'm just recapping everything that we talked about. We know that 99% of the times they're gonna get thrown out of their trades, more traders are going long, there you go, these traders are out, and these who have the stop loss here, they see this reaction and now they believe that price is gonna continue going bullish. Other people who have fear of missing out here, they say, okay, I'm gonna enter here with a stop loss here. Some of them are closing the position at break even though I don't think so. All of them are out. You have told yourselves the second part of the story, what you are expecting now, because you know that after watching these tutorials from ChrisFX, who is teaching price action, which no one out there is doing, they are just telling you to go ahead and mechanically put trades wherever. This is something that only I am teaching, and this is something that you can learn even on the Telegram Signals group, which is, to my awareness, for a trader like me, one of the cheapest, if not the cheapest option in the market. And of course I can teach you all of that on the one-on-one. Go ahead and book at least a one-on-one session with me, or go ahead and just join the Signals group, where I can teach you all of that by watching me taking trades live and analyzing price action live with you, and you can ask of course anything you want in the comment section. So I proceed now, I'm telling the story, and I know with a high certainty, I can never know, but with my statistics, the way I'm telling myself the story, that it has played out perfectly until here. Do you think that I'm gonna wait for price to retrace back here? No. I'm either taking this trade exactly as it is over here, or as I told you, the secret, when the next candlestick is forming, more likely than not, it's gonna retrace a little bit and then it's gonna go. So I'm waiting for a small retracement to take a better entry, and I'm entering around here. Stop loss at the same point, I'm targeting the liquidity above the high of the 15-minute time frame. In this occasion we had a retracement. That's why the stop losses, our stop losses as we teach them on ChrisFX, are always going below the lowest point, not even below this point, even though in this occasion it would have worked, always below the lowest point, and then you can check out your target from a higher time frame as the 15-minute time frame. Of course, some of you might close partials on this high, on this point of liquidity. I would go in this instance and target there. And you will see this is something I'm doing in my live trading sessions. Many times I will tell you guys that the first right place, for example, to close partials is right here, and price might retrace from there. And of course I am gonna place my stop loss at break even as well, but many times I will wait for price to hit my overall target, even though I have told you that you can close partials there. It is something that it is up to you to do. Many times I'm going for the end target or break even, I don't care. This works better for me. So this was how to enter on the 1-minute time frame, and by implementing everything that I taught you together. I just did this recap of everything in this video, so for you who are taking your trading seriously and you are not here to joke around, you are here to make it in this tough business, you watched all of the parts, I made a small recap, and from now on the next parts are just gonna be merging everything together, putting everything together, and I'm just gonna be showing you more examples on order blocks only, of course, by implementing these things that I taught you and how to read price action at the same time. This is gonna do it for this third part. Thank you all for watching and see you in part 4.